Hey guys, Chipper here, and welcome to my Christmas special. May I recognize that island? That's right, we're back on GW. It's been a whole year since it's been on my channel. I'm actually filming this literally Christmas Eve. So we've got a lot of ground to cover. Today we are going to be doing a full server tour. I felt like last year wasn't a great send-off for the series, and I figured I'd give it a proper finisher. And that's what today's going to be. We're going to go around, going to show off a lot of stuff you guys missed, a lot of stuff you've already seen, give more context behind some of the stuff, and tell you a couple things that you probably didn't know before because I didn't want you knowing it, but not going to delve into anything too personal. Don't worry about that. If any of those people who were involved with the server are watching. Nothing too personal, just, you know, interesting tidbits and facts. So, we're starting with the spawn box. Now, there have been a few iterations of this. If I can, I will try to, at some point, post some footage of the 1.20 version of this. I would basically change it with every update. I changed it with 1.19, I changed it with 1.18, sometimes I changed it in creative. This was not one of those times, actually. Believe it or not, this is also the first time since I upgraded the spawn box, which was actually in creative mode, that I kind of branched out with the design. The spawn box, you may have seen it in, like, maybe the 1.19 video, I'm not sure. But there's a whole design that this had going on with, like, leaves, or in 1.19 it was skulk, just kind of drooping over the sides, and just a central box. And I changed that up with this one. I actually, to get the materials, I dug out a whole trial chamber. I find that the various materials of that are kind of that, and some of the materials used to make the previous spawn box are just kind of in here. Over here, we've got a map of the island, of the spawn island, and we're gonna walk around here. We've got, I don't know what that was from. This is from back when we, fun fact, went into creative and rebuilt a ton of the shops and stuff because of griefing that happened on the server. We'll get into that more when we actually get into the shopping district. This was from something that you're probably never going to see. For some reason, I thought it would be fun off camera to do an election. To elect someone as the mayor of Spawn. This was something Jay made for my younger cousin. What the heck? It's basically just a bakery. 'Cause he wanted to... This was a little while after the server kind of died, but he still played on it a little, and he wanted to make a bakery. And whenever I got the chance, I'm pretty sure I did purchase a couple of cakes from there. Over here, you've got his house, and you know he's young. Don't criticize his building too much. And then over here, you've got the donation box. This was part of a different spawn rebuilding initiative that I did, which was completely in survival. And I made this because we used to have a chest next to the old spawn box for donations. So I put, well, there used to be a lot, but there aren't as many anymore. I put spare kits in here. I filled it with spare kits. Around here, you can kind of see a wall. That was made after the election because the player who was elected wanted to build a giant wall. Continuing with this lower area for now, you've got this wall that I built. I built it in creative. Originally, I was actually going to flatten out this whole area, and I had a time lapse that I was in the middle of making for that. I also had this. This is from back in the era where I was going to make story content for the server. This was supposed to be a big finale for season 1, where I just spawned all of that. Oh, and this is from the server's creative days. I basically did a economy reset. This is where all the netherite ended up, because, of course, people used it as building blocks. This is Hosea, or this is Hosea's wool shop. You may remember DJ Kitty Cat. He actually had a very successful wool business. I did purchase a lot, actually. I don't know if, well, obviously the diamonds aren't still in here. Obviously they took them, but I would also, I think this is a relatively unique idea. I also decided to motivate people to actually keep their shops stocked by giving them salaries for having shops. So they would get diamonds, which were just from collecting up all the diamond blocks and stuff from around the server, just for having shops. And then across the bridge, we've got Old Spawn. I don't know what to call this place. This was a shop, or this area was reserved by a player, never ended up getting used, unfortunately. It actually replaced a shop of a friend. Not gonna say the names of anyone who's not currently on Fire or playing on Concordia. This was my shop. I don't actually know. Wow. I guess someone turned this into a fuel shop. I remember I sold it off to someone else. I had built this. I'd actually rebuilt this in creative mode. I don't remember if there ever was actually a video on that, or a video on making this shop. I genuinely don't remember. Let's see. There's this here. This is actually a really cool shop. This was the shield shop, I believe. The guy who made this had all sorts of designs and stuff. This was my armor trim shop. Obviously very successful because no one wanted to go out to get more armor trims. I believe this is my stuff that's just kind of left in here. But I had every single one. I even priced, where is it? Where is it? Huh. Coast armor trim. I could have sworn I priced that higher because of how difficult it was for me to get it. Anyway, it did take me a long time to get the Coast armor trim on this server. It was genuinely a struggle because I had gotten everything else at that point, and for some reason, the chests that normally have the Coast armor trim in the shipwrecks, even in full shipwrecks, by the way, so not just like I was looking for them but I wasn't getting them where I was expecting them, they just would not spawn for some reason. I think it might have been a bug, I'm not sure. Then we have this. This was another shop I made and then remade in creative. I tried my hand at gradients with this shop redesign. This was going to be a map shop. Now it's just kind of a place where I have a map or a bunch of leftover maps. Over here, you got another shop that I think ended up going unused. I don't think anyone bought this one. This is my record, or my disc shop. I think this one was mildly successful. I had a couple of discs in there. I could not keep it up nowadays, though. We've got another shop of mine that I remade in creative and then sold. This was originally going to be a bit of a offering your services, or a shop where I'd offer my services, where you just order something and then I'd get it to you. This was This was another shop by the same player whose other shop got bought up. This is another one. I think this one is like one of the very few shops that we didn't really redesign when we fixed stuff up in creative. We kept this one pretty much the same. This is a shop by the person, like I said, by the person over whose shop that used to be over there got sold off. And this was going to be like a potion, mostly helpful potion shop. This is, again, another one of Jose's shops. This one was one that was redesigned in creative mode. It was, I guess, basically a general store. I'm not really sure exactly what he sold here. He sold quite a few things, though. I think I could probably... He sold totems, and... I don't know. That's pretty much it. Then here's Jay's shop. I think I was one of very few orders. I think I might have been the only order. I ended up actually asking her to build me a roof. I was I'm not that great at building. Anyway, and that's kind of one of our first interactions together. So it's, you know, this is a pretty important world. I do wish she could be here right now to talk more about it. But, you know, I'm recording this on my own at like 1 a.m. So, you know, unfortunately you're not going to get too much in the way of me having small talk with other members. Maybe you could do that as a New Year's thing. I don't know. I do have something else planned for New Year's. Anyhow, we get to this. This was made after the election. If you couldn't tell. Hang on. Okay, there we go. My audio cut out in one ear. This is... I'm probably fine. Yeah, I'm fine. This is the White House. Oh, wait, is it in peaceful? Oh, that makes sense. Oh, damn. I guess it wouldn't hurt. I slash gave myself a ton of food because I assumed it was not in peaceful. Oh well, better for touring. Yeah, they had this whole thing. They never let me look at this. I found it on accident, you know, after the server kind of fell apart. And, you know, they basically just made their own White House here. Oh. Oh, it exits under the White House. That's funny. Other than that, we can move on to some of the other stuff kind of over this way. First thing being, you may notice a couple of ruin builds sprinkled around. That's from a... this is another thing probably in the later stages of the era where I tried to make this a very story-based server. I had a player join who wanted to have, you know, some kind of rift kind of thing happen to him. He was supposed to be a war veteran. And that worked out okay. Oh, hey, armadillos are spawning. Isn't that nice? And of course, we have my brother Asa. He's on Concordia and Flashfire. He was also in my Mario Party video. He hasn't done too much on... Actually, he's not on Flashfire. He hasn't done too much on Concordia either. But he had a mattress store. He marketed this relentlessly too on the Discord. I thought it was really funny. Some people didn't like it, but you know, to each their own. And he basically just sold beds, which, you know, I think was fairly obvious based on the giant bed. Then over here we've got what was going to be a villager shop. Yes, they were actually planning on selling villagers. And then there was a pet shop, which I really like. They had all different kinds of animals. Well, just a few. And they would have sold them. I think I'm seeing a lot of my cousin's ads around. And here you can see the other side of the wall. There's some stuff over there you may be able to see. We'll get to that. I've just got some other stuff to do first. So let's break out the elytra, shall we? So back over on this side, you may have noticed a little bridge over here, and this marks the exit of the shopping part of spawn, because this is, I believe, it says on a sign back here, the Oasis. I didn't personally know the people who made this area, but they were friends of a friend who joined. They genuinely did such a good job. Like, this is probably one of the best little communities on the server. There are a few that are also kind of around, and some of them are a little more advanced technologically. But I just really like the feel of this one. They really leaned into the cherry and even birch, which I sometimes have trouble enjoying. And I do love birch as a wood type, but they just did really well making this. Like, they have all kinds of stuff. Let me just fly up really quick. Again, I can't really speak too much on this since I wasn't really part of their group, but genuinely such a good build, or such a good area in general. And then we've got leftovers from, well, I guess used to be leftovers from a different person. They remade it into their own thing, and then they have this big farm, also really cool. And over here they have a ship, and then this small little island with an underwater dome. Again, just really cool what they did with this. I love it. This is the kind of creativity that I was kind of hoping people would go for towards the end of the server. It's kind of a shame, really, that it didn't end up working out too great. Oh well. I'm hoping Concordia goes a little better than that. Even if people don't play, at least I'll be able to let my creative juices flow a little bit. Moving on, we've got this little area over here. This was another friend of the same friend who made his own little area on Spawn Island. A lot of people ended up settling on Spawn Island, which I'm kind of happy with. I tried towards the end to get people to settle a little closer to Spawn, since there were people settled like millions of blocks out. I'm not even kidding with that. This world size is too big to download. That's why I still have it on the realm. That's why I'm still able to access it on the realm. This is technically Flashfire now, but you know, we have the GW world active for now. We're gonna keep exploring. And yeah, I do like that area too. It definitely fits what it's going for. And I think there was a rail that goes to his shop as well. Yeah, right there. So kind of like a supply line or something. Not really positive, but still cool. Over here, you've got this actually worked out decently. My Sniffer Sanctuary shop, I even had like a little shop window showing what I was offering. And I was, you know, I had a bunch of sniffers ready to be adopted. Well, more like sold. I don't remember if I charged for them. Oh, it was only 2 diamonds, too. For the trouble that it took to get that many. It could have been more, but, you know. And then I sold hatching kits. With names and everything, too. I don't think any of those were bought, but still really cool. then I had like a little payment area there. I I did like this shop. I also like the build I did for this shop. Ironically enough, it's one of my favorite builds I've done on the server. Moving on once again, I'm trying to hit these as quick as I can without skimming over too much. I guess I should probably look around here a little more, just show you. I think this was a trading hall. I never really looked inside of some of these buildings. That was his beacon. Yeah, then he had like a little barn area. Alright, I think that's almost it for the island itself. There are a couple more things. This was a little elevator I made down to the caves beneath spawn. Once 1.19 came out, that was in creative, of course, you know. Over here, I'm gonna skip over this for now since that's relating to that over there, but I guess this also is too, so let's skip that for now. That was just some fun I had in creative mode. Or was it survival and I just used... Ah! Here we go. This is what I was looking for. This is one of the biggest projects I've ever taken on a Minecraft realm. It didn't really even do too much for me. I just thought it would be a cool idea. And it was. I really like how it turned out. It's basically a map of what I called the Greater Spawn area. So you've got Spawn Island itself and the ocean surrounding it. And you can see, thankfully, a lot of people did end up settling around here. There's a lot of stuff. That was going to be Jay's house at some point, and you know, you've got that base. You've got a base up there. That base up in the ocean. Genuinely, or right there. Genuinely, it shocks me because this used to feel so far away from this. I remember back when this server was starting, but it's just like an elytra flight away, and I like that feeling, which is why I wanted people to settle so close to one another. And I'm not gonna push that with Concordia. I mean, Jay and I are settling pretty far out, and I guess I'm kind of pushing that with Flashfire, but for better reason. No, I'm trying to get everyone to work as a team there. But yeah, this is kind of a hint of some of the stuff. You'll get a bit of an idea of some of the stuff we'll be looking at in this episode. You know, some stuff isn't something that we'll be looking at, but some stuff is, and there's a lot of cool stuff in this world that you may or may not have seen. So let's move into the next thing, shall we? So the first build I'm going to show you is this. This is kind of a precursor to a different build. This was made by someone who I'm not really friends with anymore. We had a lot of issues with each other, and as much as I wish everything could have worked out, it just didn't. Still a really cool build though, and a piece of history. It's crazy that it's still here after all this time. Nothing ended up, you know, well, creepers ended up getting to it, but, you know. Moving on, we've finally moved on to the first major player settlement, which actually became a faction. And as much as I hate bringing up the name in my new series and stuff, you guys may actually remember it. It's the Fishing Federation. I genuinely really like this place. Even if there are some not so great memories attached to it, I've got a lot of... There's a lot of history here. It's definitely one of the most historical sites on the server. I mean, this tower specifically... Hang on, if I can... Realm Stories. Give it a second. I'll have to go past all the Flashfire stuff and some other older stuff. Let's go back this... Uh, that's not far enough. Oh, I guess it didn't save. That sucks. Oh well. There's a really old picture. I don't even remember if it was on the feed, but it was basically when this tower was first built, and that was so long ago, like really early on. This guy was in the guy who built this was in the second batch of players added. So this server was basically fresh at that point, and it was so cool seeing this build, honestly, and seeing what they did with it. Some of this was in creative mode, like all the statues. That especially, you might be able to see when I actually go into that. Um, there are netherite blocks as building blocks. I really like a lot of the builds here, and as much as I sometimes just don't want to, as much as I don't really like some of these people now, I have to admit they're really good at building. I never built something this good on this server, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to top something like this. You've got a lot of stuff here. You've got what used to be like a potion brewing lab. I guess it could still be. It's a lot brighter now. I don't know what happened where all this quartz came from. It's a lot different from the old aesthetic. Ah, here we go. This is the old aesthetic. So they've got a map down here. I think this was courtesy of me, I'll be honest. I probably added that there. Then you've got a storage area full of shulker boxes, which was most likely a creative mode thing. You've got the barracks. Which, you know, used to be a lot more populated. You've got one of my famous world maps, which shows, oh man, there's a lot of chunks loaded to make that. I hopefully won't be doing that with any other servers, because I want to try to get world downloads and stuff. I don't know whether to talk about the area over here. All I'll say is the player who lived over there wasn't able to be on too much. And their base got destroyed a few times. I think one of them might have even been by me, which I feel bad about. I don't like destroying other people's work. At least not anymore. But yeah, they did a really good job. I think I actually, in last year's video, I think I helped, or part of it was fixing this up a little. And I'm pretty happy about doing that. If that was the case. I'm not actually sure. And then more of the Fishing Federation over here. They had a railway back to spawn. You may have seen it earlier. This, I don't actually remember what this is. Oh, but over here, like in this exact area, there used to be a big mob farm. That was kind of the server's source of XP for like healing items and stuff. Now it's this building that doesn't really have anything in it. They had a super smelter over here. A pretty efficient one too. I used it a lot. I really love the design style that they had going on. It was a little mixed at times, but still really cool. Oh, and of course, they couldn't have been the Fishing Federation without their fishing area right there. We'll get to some of the stuff under here in a little bit. This is their newer villager area. It's obviously abandoned now. A lot of stuff happened since they made it, but even had this little raised area for librarians and clerics and stuff. And, you know, I really liked it. again, a lot of the stuff, I wish I could speak on it more. I wish I knew more about the backstory behind it, but I wasn't here for everything, and the people who were here for these things can't be here now, unfortunately. Over here, we've got fun little story. I was messing around with structure blocks, and I spawned this in because I was trying to preserve something. This is actually where the oasis is. This was where the oasis is now, or this build was at least. This is the little inlet, or the little grotto. That was the great timing, cave noises. I've also got... Oh, there are some surviving villagers. This was, I believe, an automatic crop farm. This was a creeper farm. I found out that I'm pretty sure, had hidden a creeper spawner that was put in creative mode there, and I ended up getting rid of it. And surprise, surprise! It got a lot less efficient. Other than that, there is the the second design of the farm tower. And underneath, you got a couple of things. There's a little bubble. I believe that might be a SpongeBob reference, I'm not sure. And then you've got their old villager area, which I think is really cool, and I think this was one of the coolest parts of their base. Oh, and I did at some point in creative make a roller coaster through their base, and they took it down at some point, which, fair enough. I thought the roller coaster was really cool, but it wasn't my base, so I didn't really they didn't really have to keep it or anything. But yeah, you can kind of tell this is where they used to keep their villagers. It was also a really cool area. Other than that, I believe that's pretty much everything of note here, except for the one thing back at spawn. I'm glad I remembered that. This was a temple that they made for their, to kind of go with it, and this was a house of one of the members of the Fishing Federation, an onshore house. There's a lot of old stuff on this server. This is one of those old things. Oh wow, look at that. And I think that's about it for Spawn Island. There's only one more attached island, or attached area to spawn, which is actually my final base, which was also my first base. If you watched GW back then, you remember back to my first base, you can see it's changed a little bit, but this little archipelago north of spawn, which I didn't realize was so close to spawn at the time, is now my base. And there's not too much of note here. You've got a storage area that I never finished. I just never ended up completing the design. I'll get back to the manor in a second. You've got the portal. The portal has always stayed in the same spot. That's never changed. You've got my villager area, which I'm keeping this design. This will be what I use in Flashfire. I honestly really like the modular design for villages. I want to use it as much as I can. You've got some cherry blossoms I've put around. You can see the small but effective wall doesn't make things feel like they're, enclosed, but also keeps the mobs out. And then there's my manor. I built everything except for the roof. The roof was the roof I purchased roof work from Jay. Oh, and here's one of my allies. So this was actually where I filmed, like, I filmed a couple of update videos here before I made a specific world just for that. I had some cool stuff. I don't remember one of these books. Was it this one? No. This one? This one. Then this one. Maybe it's... Hang on. I gotta find this now. No, it was definitely here. It's definitely this bookshelf. Just gotta look for it. I'm pretty sure it was this bookshelf. Ah, there we go. I had a little secret area. I never ended up finishing this either. This is gonna be like maybe a pseudo lore area. I don't know. All of this stuff that you're seeing was done off camera, by the way. I obviously needed a tutorial for that. I'm not great with redstone, but I've got a little art area made before 1.21, so you've got all the classic paintings. Well, not all of them. All the ones I could fit in here. I've got a little dining area. I've got a little area under the stairs for brewing that I also never really ended up finishing. And then I've got the upstairs area, which has my pets in this room. I think I finally let my dog out, specifically because it was a lot safer on the server at the time. And then I've got a parrot, I've got a cat, or 3 cats. I've got this map room here, which was also pretty simple area. I've got and then I've got my bedroom. That's pretty much it. It wasn't too complex. Oh wait, hang on. Almost forgot. Secret room with the original, what I hope is the original dragon egg. And then this was my profits from my shop. It was pretty ridiculous how many diamonds I actually made. In my opinion, at least. I guess it makes sense since I was the only supplier of armor trims, which were a pretty hot commodity, actually. Anyways, moving on from that, let's head back to spawn and let's start by going east. In a sec, I'm probably gonna have to make a cut here because I've got to use the restroom. So I'm gonna start at Spawn Island again, and I will be right back with you guys. Alright, we are back. And like I said, we are going to start by going south of spawn. Which won't take too long. Spawn Ocean looks big on the map, but it's not too large actually. And there's also not too much there. I guess we could start a little south. Yeah, a little to the... This would be the east? Yeah, to the east. Probably not there. I don't want to get into all the server lore. But... not meaning lore literally. Talking about, like, history and stuff of relations between players. Anyway, this was a sheep place, also for Fishing Federation. I actually really like the design. It even had redstone entrances. I don't know how good it was at keeping the sheep in. Oh, okay, it had buttons. Never mind, it was really good at keeping the sheep in, and it looked cool. Here was a village that I was messing around with respawn anchors in. I was having a lot of fun. Then, little over this way, there's, I believe, an iron farm, or what used to be an iron farm. And then, of course, at one point I really wanted to make map art, so I tried to clear out this area. I actually got through most of it. And if I'd kept going with the server, I probably could have made this map art if I wanted to. It's just, you know, never ended up having the time. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, another player made a strip club. I don't know what you guys were expecting. It's actually pretty well designed. It's all built into the mountain. There are even rooms. There's a lot of stuff. I really like how it's designed. I think I will stop the music, though. Never mind. I can't. Right. Anyways, now that that shameful part of GW's history has been talked about. No, this isn't a shameful part. The shameful parts is all the drama that happened around the server. Again, something I'd not like to get into. It's not anything I'd like to put online. I don't hold grudges against any of the people, and I don't want to stir up more drama by talking about what happened online. I'm just here to close off GW. Maybe I'll finally consider it complete in my eyes after doing this. Probably. I have pretty high standards for myself in terms of what I consider completing a series. So let's see. Let's consult the spawn map. It's gonna get harder after we get to stuff outside of the spawn area, because it's harder for me to find said stuff. I'm gonna find as much as I can with this world, though. I guess next we'll go here, which I don't remember if this group actually had a name. I tried to avoid people creating factions, but it just ended up happening anyway, so I went with it. I genuinely don't know if this group had a name, but this was actually Hosea and his friends. A couple of them are on Flashfire, and I think all of the friends that were here are on, are on Concordia. They basically just made a really good industrial base, and some pretty good, pretty well-designed bases as well. There's Hosea's volcano, which I think he made parts of it in creative. I'm not sure. He's definitely redesigned the interior a couple of times. Like, this is much different than how it was before. There's a lower area too. Here we go. He had storage here. Lot of storage here. And I think further down was the nether portal or something. He had an elevator as well. I genuinely don't know how it worked, because to my knowledge, elevators require what are they called? Elevators require flying machines, which don't work the same in Bedrock. I guess they do still exist, though. Of course, they made, being Pokemon fans, they made a shiny Ho-Oh pixel art that shows up on the map, which I find cool. There's this floating island up here. I don't remember who this belongs to, but this was also a really cool build. Honestly, probably, maybe not, yeah, just as cool, if not cooler, than my island builds. I'm biased, so I can't say. And there's another house right here, which was which had some farms in it as well. I should probably go through these a bit more. I keep forgetting I'm trying to do a full server tour, so I'm Again, I'm not the one to speak on this. It would probably be a lot easier if a lot of the people on this server were here right now, helping me with this final tour. But, you know, I'll just go through what I know. And who knows, maybe if I ever get the chance, I'll make a world download for this. And you guys can explore it on your own. Oh, there's one thing at spawn I forgot. We'll go back. Oh, a sheep farm? I'm actually discovering some of this stuff with you guys. Oh, that's cool, actually. I like that. Little bit of faith in sheep not eating all the grass, but still really cool. Alright. Moving on. Again. Now they had like a very large wall space. In fact, they had an even bigger wall space planned out, but they ended up just making it this. They hadn't fully lit up everything, so, you know, not completely safe, but still really cool. They have an auto lava farm. They have some skeleton horses and stables. They got a really big crop farm, a really like industrial sized cactus farm, a really big sugarcane farm as well. Jeez, excuse me. Oh wow, that's cool to discover. I didn't know this was here. That's on top of their auto wool farm. I don't know whose. Oh, I think I know whose tree this was. Really cool to come across stuff like this. Also, if you see mob farms dotted around, like the classic monster spawn boxes, stuff like this, that was them trying to figure out how to get one set up that actually worked properly. None of them really were. And I've never seen this floating island either. Whoops. This is a cool little floating island. Oh. Probably could have just... whatever. Nothing in here. Wait. There's a basement. Yeah, not much in here. Alright, well there's one more thing in this area to look at, which is Ace's little base area. He was also part of this group. He had been here a while. He was just kind of settled near Hosea, so they included him in. There's obviously some stuff around. There used to be a village right here. They razed the entire thing to build all their industrial stuff, which, you know, pretty cool. I mean, I guess I did kind of do that with Spawn. But going down, it's actually a pretty cozy place. He had a lot of mining. A lot of really cool stuff. Honestly, he made it to where you could probably stay here forever if he needed to, which I find cool. Yeah, he made himself like a survival bunker. And made it look like a giant anthill on the outside. I love it. I think I had originally given him the idea of an anthill because his Minecraft username used to be something relating to ants. Although I'm glad Hosea didn't end up going with my idea I gave for him at the same time, which was a fucking cat tree. Weird, I thought I heard a zombie. And then of course you have the sniffer that he actually got from the Sniffer Adoption Center. Let me just head down. Oh, a couple. So he adopted a couple of sniffers for me. I think he even bought one of the eggs. Oh, and there's a chicken right here. But yeah, he basically kept them down here. Jesus. Okay, this is one of the few times I might actually sleep. Because that lightning's actually pretty destructive. With all the wooden builds and all the mobs that we'd probably want to be kept alive on the server. So I'll just look for a bed somewhere. Do I have one in my inventory? Never mind, I do. Cool. Perfect, actually. Okay, so we're actually after this, there are only a couple more things around Spawn Island, or around the coast of Spawn. Just a couple more areas to look at, and then we're moving on to stuff that's like through the Nether. Now that we're heading back to Spawn, really quick though, I'd like to show you another thing I built. That was originally going to be an Easter egg for when I made a world download for this, which, you know, now you guys will know about it if one of those ever does end up existing. I made some sewers. Oh, I blocked them off, didn't I? Well, or someone did. This would probably be, you know what? I don't like cheating on camera, but this is also a server that I'm never going to use again. Probably. So, I'm going to see if I can actually find... Yeah, here's the rest of the sewers. I don't know why... It's only in that one spot, too. So the sewers would go over here where there used to be a giant statue. You can actually still see the base of it. They used to go... Oh, there's a whole underground area. You know what? I might just do the rest of the tour in Spectator. I don't know. Maybe I'll switch between Spectator and Survival to get closer looks at things. But yeah, the sewers also go over here. You could get in through this pool, which, you know, maybe not the most sanitary. Oh, I missed this shop earlier because it was behind the others. Shoot. Okay, okay, now it should be a lot easier to switch between Spectator and Survival. But he sold, this guy sold explosives, and then this shop right here was a restaurant, I believe. Actually, a really good restaurant design, too. That was another one of those rift things I mentioned earlier. And then there's the pool. Going back into Spectator to take a peek under the hood. You can see another part of the sewer. Wait, not that one. Somewhere over here. It just leads out into the ocean, which, of course. And then I had another one, which was a secret entrance here in the river that I made look all muddy and stuff, as much as I could, with limited success. I did put some rooted dirt as well. But yeah, you drop into the sewers. I think I was even... I don't know if I filled this up. At some point I was working on like a deep... Jeez, where'd that weird accent come from? A deeper layer of the sewers. Here it is. It's going to be filled with... It was going to be all covered in bricks, and it was going to have slime spawning in it. And I realized that was a bad idea because spawners spawn way too many slimes. But yeah, now that we're here in Spectator, we can kind of look at some other stuff around here that I didn't touch on before. Like here, under this shop, there are a couple of extra layers. There's a lot of old caves here. Obviously, this was really old terrain. One in particular, at some point on the server, I did a scavenger hunt, where I had people travel to different landmarks from across the server. One of said landmarks, oh, this is really old strip mine. One of those landmarks. Let's see if I can find it. Aha! Was one of the first dungeons ever discovered on the server. Unfortunately, the spawner was broken. But and then over here, I believe, probably right around here was maybe, I think, where my first death was, which is crazy to think about. That was so long ago. My first death, and I lost everything, too. Or at least, even if it wasn't my first death, it was the first time I lost that much stuff. Let's see. Anything else of note here? Maybe not under spawn. Let's revisit the Fishing Federation, though. See what there is to look at there. Actually, look under here, too. Oh, villagers! Yeah, I should have been a little more thorough before, I guess. This is just more of the stuff beneath spawn, looks like, though. So, moving on over to the Fishing Federation. Let's take a peek at what we can spy under that. Even though a lot of it's underwater. There's the village. A couple of pockets of underwater cave. I do believe there was a secret area connected to this. Oh, and they're mines that I covered in moss for some reason. That was fun. There was also one point where I tried to add add-ons to the server before those were an officially supported thing, and it reset the world, and I could not get it back properly. That was also fun. Yeah. There might even be some things that I find that I didn't know about or didn't remember. So, like, for example, what's this? That's just a normal underwater pocket. Aha! I do remember this. This was gonna be like a secret bunker they had, and then I think I caught one of them going into it. I think that might have been a story thing. That, or that was back when griefing was running rampant on the server. Either way. A lot of really cool stuff underneath older areas. Actually, one more area I want to go back to in Spectator is... Well, okay, we can look at this really quick. I don't think I did. Not too much, other than another old base. That's underwater. That's also been like kind of buried and also connected up to this place. Okay. Moving on again back over to my current, well, my latest and also oldest base. There's one or two things actually under here that I'd like to show off. First off is, well, obviously all the caves under here. And second off, though, is I don't know what happened here. I don't remember what happened to these animals. There's this landscaping I actually did. This was very little bit of landscaping I did connecting up this miniature island with this bigger island. I believe there were two of these holes. I don't know if one got filled in. And then, of course, this staircase ended up getting blocked off for this little pet project that never came to fruition. But this is one place where I fought the Wither and failed pretty badly. It was not that fun. And then another player ended up camping out right up here. So that was also pretty cool. Other than that, not anything else under here. So, switching back in survival, let's head to the east side of the greater spawn area. There's basically just one thing here I'd like to look at, which is Jay's base. Oh, that's Spawn Island. Oh, wow. Forgot about that. Don't even remember what happened there anymore. But over here you've got a birch forest area. I genuinely think GW spawn was one of the most perfect spawns I've ever gotten. Oh, there was an old abandoned base here. Almost forgot about that. Yeah, that was cool. Then over here near this village, or near this dark oak forest. Don't remember exactly where. I'm just gonna fly around and hope I find it. Okay, there's the village, so her house can't be too far. Oh, wow. Huh. Her house is probably right somewhere. I'll find it. I promise, guys. There it is. She never ended up finishing it, but this is Jay's house. I really like the design she was going for. It's kind of different from some of the stuff I see her building now, but it's still really cool. I like it. Anyways, we've got a little bit more stuff around the greater spawn area before we move on to stuff that's further away. So following the coastline this way, eventually should come up on a second dark oak forest. Eventually. May take a little bit. It is decently far. I'd be shocked if I actually missed it. But alright, I'm a little lost. No, wait. Here's the ocean again. Here's some torches, so that's always a good sign. Oh yeah, this looks about right. Unless I'm going in circles, in which case, whoops. But it doesn't look like I am, because it looks like I have found another player area. This was actually a spot that I showed off in like my second episode. I didn't make this, another player did, but I thought it was really cool and I decided to show off what they had done. And I still think it's really cool. It's genuinely, I mean, right here is what they had done at the time, but this area has grown so much. So to start with, you've got this place, which actually had to get renovated because it got burned down at one point, which sucks. But it got completely renovated. I helped make this nether portal area down at the bottom. I like the design, but I'll be honest with myself now. It doesn't fit too well. I believe you go down if you go down here, this is an entrance to the tree. We'll get to that in a second. But going up here, you have the second floor of the house. And then up here, the third floor. Again, there were renovations. I think this was one of the least renovated areas. This was a space occupied by a different player who honestly, I'm kind of 50-50 on my friend's status with this player. I haven't talked to him in a while. So maybe I should check in. Oh wait, I was gonna... Right, the tree. How could I have forgotten the tree? You enter... Oh, almost forgot this balcony area too. There's a lot of cool stuff. Oh, right. So if you go down here, and then up here... Oh, you can actually head into the tree. And inside the tree, there's a lot of stuff. There used to be a sniffer here. He was moved to spawn, and I don't remember if he was moved back at all. There's jukebox with, I assume, probably there's normally discs there. I believe mushrooms in this room. Yeah, a couple of mushrooms. And there are a lot of empty rooms. That is kind of the sad part about revisiting this stuff. There's a lot of stuff that never ended up getting finished in GW. I wish people had gotten the chance to finish their projects, but a lot of stuff happened. But yeah, I'll just check out every room as I go up. Again, there are a lot of empty ones. I think this one, well, this one might... Ah, this is the bedroom with all the dogs. Alright. That makes sense. That's where the noise was coming from. Room with book. Ah. Actual book. Dragon head and raw chicken named Salmonella. The world map again. And staircase. More empty rooms. Couple more, and then a way to get to the very top of the tree. And that's all. You know, it's not too filled, but like I said, there wasn't always enough time to fill up builds, so. Some of this work was done in creative. I believe most of the stuff underneath and a lot of the top part of the canopy was done in creative, but still does not detract from the fact that it is a genuinely really cool build. Oh, and of course, I can't forget, this is a much older area, so let's go into Spectator, see what we can find. There is this. I do remember this very specifically. I decided to go here to dig out some area for the chest full of cobblestone achievement. And I got it. Took a lot of mining, but I got it. I calculated exactly how many pickaxes I needed, and I made them. And then over here is a cave that the player ended up turning into her mine. Oh, and then down here we actually found out, mostly because I was in spectator mode just kind of looking around, that somehow, for some reason, an ancient city had generated underneath her base, which is crazy. And we ended up looting it. Well, as best we could, with, you know, how little of it actually existed. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Wonder if... I think there are a few chests that were probably untouched because they're in different, like, chunk pockets than others. Other than that, not too much here. Just a lot of mine shafts, as you'd expect from an older player base. Right. Moving on up the coast. And also moving a little this way. Off the coast, I guess. Is another player base. This one has an interesting story behind it. This guy actually, we kind of banished him to live apart from the other factions, and he ended up here, which isn't actually that far, but no, feels pretty far. He didn't end up doing too much here. Player didn't end up staying on the server for too long. But I do like what he did with the place. It works. And also, I somehow, in 1.17, managed to get a ton of axolotls under here, so, you know, that's cool too. Moving up here. This was also a big thing for 1.17. This is where I would collect powder snow. But also, down here is the player base. And again, another player that stopped playing after a while, but I also like this base because it's really cool looking, honestly. It's just a hill, but still really cool. Not too much of note, just standard player base things. Just a really cool base design. I always like these kinds of organic designs. I like a lot of different base designs. So, you know, it's not hard to impress me with them. Alright, let's try to get back to spawn. I'm going to straighten it out so that I'm moving really fast. Oh. Alright. Now that I'm back at spawn. Oh, you can still see some Halloween decorations around. You can even still see some decorations from Christmas last year. Never ended up getting the chance to take some of those down. Alright. Now we're finally getting to the Nether. So, there's a lot of stuff here. I don't know how to get through this. I guess we'll start with my stuff, because I can actually talk about that. And then we'll go to some of the other stuff that I know about. So this is the Nether Hub. This was built in creative, obviously. This is what leads to the center of the island. I think over here is the Fishing Federation portal. Well, a couple of them. And then over here is the portal to Hosea's base, and then over here is a portal to all the other bases. So you've got my base through this portal. Then over here, you've got Sadie's base at this portal. And down here you've got the other player base. That tunnel just over there. I really like Sadie's Nether Hub design. Oh, I'm saying the name of the player. Whoops. I really like this player's Nether Hub design. Sadie is the player who built the giant cherry blossom tree. I actually, at one point, started building a Nether Hub design of my own. Believe it or not, it was going to be the exact same as my overworld mega base design. So just a giant monolith. I also started draining out the magma down there, which actually was pretty interesting. Getting to see what was underneath the lava in the basalt delta. But I was basically just making a blackstone version of what I made in the overworld, and that's pretty damn boring. Alright, so let's go through it this way. I guess. I'll put all of the steak in there. And I'll keep the bed out just in case it starts thundering again. So let's start with the direction of my base, and we'll kind of break in wherever we need to. Okay, so first off, actually, why don't we just take the... well, who cares? First off, I don't actually remember what this portal was. It's just connected up, so let's go through. I'm just gonna head this direction. I'll see what I can find. Oh, so this was originally gonna be Ace's base. That's right. And then a village nearby. There was a village nearby where a player was camping out, who was unfortunately kind of bullied by some of the other players, and I'm very ashamed to admit that even I took part in that at some point. I felt really bad afterwards, though, because this is someone who I think still somewhat considers me a friend. They still message me from time to time. So if you're watching, you may know who you are. Anyway, trying to move on as fast as I can, since there's not too much here other than that. Here we go. Back to the portal. There's one thing on this path that I'm really excited to talk about, because this was a big part of the scrapped story. I even did a full episode that was meant to lead into this storyline, and this storyline ended up getting scrapped because some players... You may have seen the sign. Yeah, this is, I was gonna do a whole freaking war storyline. I was really doing a lot of creative borrowing from, the Dream SMP at the time. So of course, me being me, I decided to turn it into something else in creative mode. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I think a lot of these used to be beacons have been stripped for resources, but I can at the very least look at the two opposing sides. So up here you've got my side, the Mushroom Empire, which was a pretty simple base. I had dispensers ready. This was actually an infinite loop. I don't have the redstone anymore. I could take some from over there, but I don't really feel like getting it set up right now. But yeah, fairly simple design. And then you have the Fishing Federation's design over here. That's their old flag as well. So, you know, this was a long time ago. Just like a lot of stuff on this server. Most stuff on this server. I mean, not too long ago, like 4 years. Almost 5 now. Or getting to be 5 now. But they had a lot of, gear for, you know, war. They had a whole war room down here, which, you know, looks kind of weird now with that map. They've got all kinds of stuff, and I found this base really cool when they showed it off to me. One big problem, I feel like a lot of the problems with this stemmed from the fact that I tried to make it a story, because I think some people took it a little too seriously. And some people also definitely took advantage of the story to, you know, do some things that they might not normally do. I don't know. I can't really ask these people about this stuff anymore, since I don't really speak to them as much anymore. once again, though, we gotta move on. I think this, this was featured in last year's Christmas special, because this is the Mushroom Empire. This was my second base on the server. This was the first time I moved to get away from people on the server. Of course, my base was found pretty quickly. There's a lot of cool stuff here. You guys saw me repairing this place after it got blown up. But I had that, which that's not what it was originally supposed to look like. It was actually going to be finishing up my base there, or my original base idea. Over there, I would farm for discs. There's a little jump area. That's where my villagers were. At some point, that's a player's house. So is that. There are some spots, some of these little ponds around. Like that one, I believe. Some of the more unnatural looking ones. That one and that one are spots where there used to be there used to be a building, and I moved it. Well, removed it. Over here I started making a more mossy area with the new 1.17 stuff because I liked it. And then of course there's my extremely hideous mansion build, which is supposed to be my mega base. And then over here you've got another build from the player who had the nicer of the two houses over there, which was this really cool underwater area. He put a lot of effort into that. I really liked it. Kinda shocked me when I logged back on. And then over here, I don't remember whose base this was. It was either Hosea's or Ace's. It was a really old one though. Then I think my youngest brother built that while in split screen with me. And this was kind of a part of the story. This was the embassy. So, you know, you got the Fishing Federation represented, Mushroom Empire represented, and any other nations that existed. I made this whole design for it. And then, let's see, what else? There's not much else here. I guess there's the, there's my vault. This miraculously didn't get too blown up. I moved all the shulker boxes and chests and stuff out, and then there's my lower vault, which also got discovered pretty quickly. I was very bad at keeping things safe, secure, and hidden. Probably because I did YouTube videos, you know? That was probably it. Anyways, this feels like a pretty good spot to go into Spectator. I don't know how much we'll find. I mean, you can see how much of this place got blown up at the very least, how much had to be repaired. Other than that, yeah, there's not really much here, actually. Bit of a dud of a spectator mode, but, you know, it's always nice to look. One other thing is that there's a village over here that I would frequent. It was the closest village to me, so, you know, of course I went back here multiple times. I even used their cauldrons at some point to dye something. But, you know, I really didn't do too much here. It kind of sucked to move out of this base. But I found a really cool area to settle, and I was kind of set on settling in it, so I ended up doing that. Which I believe that's probably where we are going to be heading next. And then after that, we'll start branching out to some more remote areas of the server that are, you know, a little little less of things that I know too much about. Oh, jeez. Alright, I gotta be careful here. It's very dangerous what I'm doing, flying through the open nether. Always has been. Just gotta make sure to be careful to not, like, crash into something and die. And I should be alright. I mean, not like I wouldn't just give myself a new elytra and stuff. It would just suck. Take some extra time. Anyways, here we are. This is my favorite nether hub I've ever built, actually. And that's not saying much. I don't build nether hubs too often, especially more recently. Because I just really haven't had the time. Moving in, you've got pretty basic lower area. I was going for a structure reminiscent of vanilla structures. Then up here, I've got striders. I've got a whole nether farm for... I've got representations of every single one, of every single biome in the nether, basically. I think this one's even a... yeah, basalt generator. Then I had Hoglin farm and strider farms. Really cool. I even had all the... I really leaned into the nether update with that build. Aside from the polished, or the smooth basalt. Anyways, welcome to probably my favorite base build ever. This was the floating islands on a giant island. Which, yes, this is a giant island. I'll get to that when I actually take a closer look at my map. But you can see this house, which I love. This is probably this is probably the best thing I've ever built. It's not great, but I love how it's just so different from what I normally build. You can see the kind of style I normally build in. It's just so different. I feel like I haven't really been able to recapture that, unfortunately. Maybe I should work on my building. Maybe Jay could help with that. But you've got my enchantment area right there. Ow. You've got my starter base right over here, which used to be full of frogs, I think. Oh, there's still a few. My storage right over here. Oh, and one other thing about this frog area is that it actually had an automatic door. You had to be quick, though. Well, you had to be quick leaving, at the very least. There's this storage room here, and you might notice the decapitated mountain down there. That was a prank, actually. But yeah, I've got a really big storage system here. I actually don't really know why I abandoned this base. I guess just to kind of leave it behind. There's some maps missing, but this is it. You can see even some maps that aren't on there yet because I never ended up finishing the rotation. You can see some 1.20 stuff and some 1.19 stuff on there. But right here, this is where we are. And it is kinda just a giant island. At least that's how I consider it. Anyways. Lighting down here. Before I move on to some of the other stuff on this giant island, I'd like to show you this giant hexagon schematic, which was actually going to be my mega base. I was going to dig all the way down to bedrock and build up from there. So, you know, I'm glad I didn't go with that. I'm glad I just went with this. Elsewhere on the island is this village that I frequented. I actually put the portal to here inside this temple, which was actually positioned. This is probably one of the best positioned temples in a village I've seen. And then, moving a little further this way, this is where I would farm trees and stuff. This is also originally where one of my mega bases was going to be, because I was going to make a giant sky beam shooting out of this. You can see I started on it, and I didn't finish it, like most of my mega base projects. There's only one I really kind of finished, which was off camera, which we will get to soon. But I gotta get back to the Nether first. I probably could have taken that portal, but prefer to head back to the floating islands. Alright. So, back to the Nether. Oh, that's the wrong way. It's this way, actually. To get to the... one of the biggest things I've built off camera, other than that mansion that you guys saw earlier in the video. Wait, let's see if I can... Cool. Alright, so if it loads. Here I am inside of an ancient city that I cleared out. This is, well, not one of the first ones. This was one of the first solo ancient city runs I did. And this was also, I didn't know this at the time, but underneath old chunks. And if I go up here, it'll take a little bit because it's a water elevator all the way to the surface. We've got the Sniffer Sanctuary, which I guess isn't technically finished. I was supposed to put a roof on it, but nah, whatever. It's no biggie. So now I can just fly in without disturbing some of the residents. So I've got sniffers. I don't know if I've named most of these animals. Oh, a lot of my allies are here as well. But yeah, I made this whole place for sniffers and other exotic mobs, I guess you could say. I have some friendly foxes here. Clyde, and there used to be a Bonnie as well, but she died. And then I've got the wild foxes, Lark and Wren, who are constantly trying to escape. They're just in the walls now. I didn't want them getting killed by wolves or anything, so I just kept them in here. And of course, we've got... oh, I could have sworn I named him. This is one of the rarest mobs I've ever found. It's not one now, and I don't have any proof that it ever was, but it was a baby pink sheep at some point. Now it's just a normal pink sheep, but pink sheep are already rare. It was even rarer that it was a baby and a pink sheep. I also have bees there. I don't know if you saw them. And there's this village over here. Originally this was going to be like a mega castle style build, but just turned it into the Sniffer Sanctuary because I felt like it. That's really the last thing over here as well that I made. So I guess it would probably be a good time to go through here. And I'll switch to spectator to traverse the nether from now on, because it's going to make it a lot easier, trust me. A lot easier than using rockets to traverse. Plus, I might stumble across some paths I've forgotten about. I hope you guys don't really mind the use of cheats in this video, especially considering this is a series that won't be coming back. So moving back to the nether hub. Well, moving back this way. What's in this direction? I forget. Okay, this should not be working on me. I guess I'm about to find out. Ah! This was another player base that was pretty far out of the way. Snow piled on pretty high here. But yeah, it was just really remote. I believe there's a polar bear up here named Wilhelm. Nice. Jeez. But yeah, I mean, you can tell it was inhabited because, hang on, let me fly up. Okay, this is a little bit of a patch of weirdness with chunks, but going into the actual snowy areas, you can see the difference between the area where a player was loading it in all the time and just the area where it was kind of there. Snow piles on a lot higher. What's the sign say? Gary Polar Bear. Alright. Now then, where's that portal? Here we are. Alright, back to spectator. The faster I get through the nether, the better. I've basically covered all the interesting stuff in the nether itself. Oh, while I'm here, I can tell the story of something that's kinda gonna tie in to what you're gonna see here soon. So, a long while back, I had finally found my first woodland mansion on the server, but at that point no one had found netherwort yet, so most potions were out of the question. I'll follow this old tunnel because it's relevant to what I was saying. Anyways, at some point while I was making the tunnel back to the bastion, I believe in the exact same bastion, I found both... Okay, what's this? I'm curious, actually. I haven't seen this one before. I found both our first netherwort and the pigstep disc for the first time on the server, which I think is pretty cool. May not have actually been the first time on the server, it was just the first time for me. Oh, it's a different snowy area that was someone's base. Huh. Weird. But anyway. Moving on. So we might come across that bastion, I'm not sure. You'll just have to wait and see. Once we explore this stuff, it's just kind of stuff that's barely connected. That would be really hard to find. That we've got to look for. Actually, it may have been 2 bastions I found, and one had netherwort and the other had pig step. Either way, it was still a really cool find. Oh, this is an interesting split path. Oh, wait, right. Never mind, it's not really a split path. I think I just gave up and started digging in this direction instead. Okay. Continuing on over this way then. I'm honestly not sure if I'm going the right spot. Or going the right way. Might be going the completely wrong direction. That's exactly what it was happening. Okay then. Yeah, it happens. It happens sometimes. Probably should have realized. Okay, so back this way. I'll find it eventually, guys. Don't worry. Okay, so it was still this way. Only this is just another portal. Where on earth? Oh, to the nether room. That's interesting. Huh. I discovered something I didn't know about, I believe. Potentially. That's cool. That's not common on this server, but it happens. Oh. Was this... I think I actually remember this base. Partially. No, this was a different one than the one I remember. Don't know if I'll be able to find the one I remember, but this is cool. I don't actually remember if I ever went to this place. Looks familiar, but can never know for sure. Looks like pretty much the only inhabited space here, so. Alright, back through the portal. Let's figure out where the hell we need to go after that interesting discovery. I swear we're probably getting close to the end of this. Probably. I mean, there's a lot to cover here, but I'm probably not going to be able to cover everything. Pretty much just what I remember. I have no idea what that is, so I guess let's just figure out which way to go. Aha! So this actually went further. Oh, and then it turned. Got it. Okay. Oh. It's fine, it'll load. If I just continue following this, should eventually run into... or I should eventually reach the server's first Woodland Mansion. And the only one found with the Woodland Explorer map. I mean, we only really needed to find one, just to check it off the bucket list, but I found more at some point. We'll get there eventually, don't worry. It's pretty far. I mean, obviously, it's a Woodland Mansion. It's not going to be the quickest thing to get to. Okay, I think we're just about here. Yeah, this is probably it. Through here. And this is another one of those really cool builds. So, I think 2 players lived here at one point, and then just 1 player lived here. And they ended up inhabiting this whole Woodland Mansion, actually. So you can kind of see some of the signs of it being taken over. There's this statue that was made. The farms are on the roof. You have a villager trading hall right over here. Again, I'm not really going to be able to speak on this too well. Wait. Ah. There's a new sign. I never saw that. That's cool. You can see some of the old, like, classic mansion rooms. You got another auto smelter. We've got a villager giving the middle finger. You've got an axolotl tank that no longer has axolotls. On the second floor, you got this room. You got some... I really don't know. Guys, I'll be honest. A lot of this is just a Woodland Mansion. The fighting ring room. What on earth? Chests in the ceiling. An automatic sheep farm, I heard that. Stairs are probably on the other side. Oh. Here's where their map is. Heading all the way up to the top. You finally get the player areas. This is the player that was one of the 2 people that ended up staying there to start with, but left the server pretty early on. This is the one that still, and this is the area, I believe, the one that still sticks with my servers to this day. I mean, he doesn't really play them. He still just kind of talks with me, though, which is nice. You even had this storage area behind the painting. And of course, let's we're in the overworld. These are firework rockets. If I follow this, it'll take me to an XP farm, which only worked when he was online, but still really cool. It was one of those Trident XP, trident-based XP farms that would kill mobs. Which was really cool. He worked really hard on it. It took him a really long time. It was the main reason I didn't like... Well, I tried not to pressure him too much to, stay close to home. Or stay close to spawn. Jeez, this is far. Didn't realize how far away you put it. And I guess he didn't... Ah, there it is. Guess he didn't need to find an ocean for it. But yeah, here it is. The mob farm. Lags my game. Anyway, since we're here and there's another portal, well, okay, it probably wouldn't have been a good idea to land like that anyways. That works. To the nether. I think there's one more on this side, and then I guess we could probably go exploring. See if we can find anything fun. I've got about an hour before I should probably get to bed. So let's do that. Let's go exploring a little bit after this last spot. Because there are some places I remember that I'm not sure if I'd be able to show off if I didn't poke around in Spectator. Okay, so... going back to here and down here. Well, that's weird. It's a fun bug. Just follow the tunnel. I should eventually reach the base of the player. Actually supplied us the wool for that first ever Ancient City trip. I remember that. That was so long ago. Just down this way. A lot of the bases are pretty far apart. But, you know, we'll reach it eventually. Alright. Oh, almost missed it. This base, I'm pretty sure, is one that was mostly made in creative, but it's still really well designed. It's another bunker base, and, you know, I've got a sweet spot for bunker bases, I'll be honest. Got some really cool designs in here. I think this, yeah, living quarters down here. This is the main thing I'd like to look at. Ow. Ooh. Yeah, I gotta be careful. There's a lot of stuff. I believe some of these might be duplicated shulker boxes. Then back here, what were definitely duplicated shulker boxes in here. Especially these. Lot of spot eggs. Then a lot of duplicated netherite boxes as well. Lot of stuff. Lot of problems. Oh, and shoot, why did I do that? Bunch of boxes full of baby axolotls. Okay. Villagers, wasn't too much down there. Farms. Yep, nope, not doing that again. Yeah, also not too much over here. Okay, I know I said I wasn't doing it again, but you guys know me. I take stupid risks if it seems even a little bit easier. And of course, I don't know why I did this, but for some reason I gave this guy an end portal in his base. Which is convenient for us, since now we do need to get back to spawn for our final little bit of the video where we just, you know, we explore. We see if we can actually find anything. And it would also be cool to look at what we did in the end. There wasn't too much. I mean, we had this whole area. I believe I had the whole map. Yeah, I have the whole end mapped out. And we had started on building something cool, but, you know, never ended up finishing it. We killed the dragon all 20 times. We were going to do something, and then we never did. We even had a wither killing thing down here, which was used to great effect. Even without cheating, we got a lot of stuff from that. Alright, where am I? Back at spawn. Perfect. Perfect. Back to the nether. It's time to explore. I'm actually kind of excited for this part of the video, because maybe I'll find some stuff that I didn't remember. Maybe I'll find some stuff that I do remember but never saw again. There's one thing in particular that I'd really like to find. But first, I'm gonna go for some stuff that I vaguely remember. Oh god, what the hell? Oh. Down here is probably mostly netherite mines and stuff. And failed tunnels. Oh, we could go to the stronghold at some point. There are a lot of tunnels. A lot of branching tunnels that aren't connected to the main system. Okay, first off, let's follow these. Let's follow this tunnel first. Let's explore. Let's see what we can find here. I'm genuinely really curious about some of these. This looks like it might just be a netherite mining thing. Maybe. No. No, there are too many periods of nothing for it to be that. There's another tunnel there too that I could explore if it... Okay, I'll just kind of hover in between them, and whichever one ends first, I'll explore first. Unless there's not a portal on the other side of these, in which case, what's the point? Okay. Nope, still going. Still going. Man, this is pretty far. The longer I go, the more curious I get. I don't know if we'll have time to explore everything. Oh, they even connected at one point. Wow, what could possibly be on the other end of this? Unless, again, this could just be another netherite mine. Wait, did the other one end? Shoot, let me go back. I suppose it did. Well, keep following this one. Doesn't look like there are any portals over there, so... I swear if I was chasing this the whole time for no payoff, no portal or anything, that sucks. God damn it. At S 0, 0, 0. At least this is closer to spawn. You know? Yeah, I can definitely figure out where I am from here. I believe this is actually... No, maybe this is something else. Oh, this is the Nether Fortress. Yeah, I know where I am now. This is something I forgot about. Yeah, let me try to find... no, maybe not this way. Maybe it was the other way from the Nether Fortress. Yeah. Okay. I'll go back to that in a sec. Whatever, I'll figure it out. I'll go back to that now, actually. 'Cause I'm curious. Again. It's the curiosity that gets me. I always have to wonder what's on the other side of these, random tunnels in the Nether. Oh, wait, no. That one's not done yet. Oh! What do you know? A portal. Let's head through. Is this an interesting portal or a boring one? Wait a second. I think I know where this is. This was something I made. Oh my god. I think. Depends. Is there an island nearby? Well, regardless, either way, I'm pretty sure I made this. Like 99% sure. No, that's not the island I'm looking for. It's like a nice little... This is not it. Where is it? Well, wherever it is. If this is actually the place I'm remembering. Hang on. Keep inventory is now on. Alright, that'll make it easier. Cool. That'll make it a lot easier to get back to spawn. After those little escapades. I know I'm doing a lot of cheating in the back half, or in the later parts of this video. I'm very interested to see what's kind of around. Wait. So I think I followed that one before. So now we're gonna follow this one. Or no, I followed... I'm confused. Okay, I'm gonna follow this main one first. First and foremost. Or I guess I'll follow this. I think I remember where this leads. I think this was another one made by me. Jeez, the nether ambiance kind of creeps me out. A little bit. Wait. Ah! I was right! I do remember making this. That was the wrong command. Fuck. There we go. Alright, note to self. Scroll up 3, not 2. Or scroll up 2, not 3. No, it... Yeah, it's 3. Right. Okay. Let's try that again. Wait, that's... Well, that's the way to the nether, or the end portal, which I guess I'll show you guys in a bit. But I want to see what was over here again. Actually, let's follow this one first, since I already know what's over there. Let's see what's over here. Aha! This is an interesting path to be following. Because I think I remember seeing what was at the end of this one at some point. But I also might be completely wrong, and I might have just been misremembering. I just never bothered going back to this path. Because it got harder to track, or harder to follow as he went on. I genuinely... the thing I remember at the very end of this tunnel, I don't remember if I ever found out who made it. I also don't even remember if I figured out anything else about it. Let's check out this portal first. This is kinda on the way, and this is player built, clearly. So is this the thing that I remember? It's definitely possible. Oh my god, this is it! This is it. It's much different than I remember, but I definitely remember a random portal down a path leading to a fucking beach house. I don't know who made this. There's a sign here now. Maybe there was before. Oh, no, I put that there. That's funny. There's so much stuff on this server that I just never knew. I never knew about. I never bothered to check in on again. Like, I'm glad I'm doing this last little section where I explore. I actually explore the server. Rather than just tour the stuff I already know about. Okay. Alright, I see. This might have been something I made. Yeah, I feel like I remember this. Where's this leading me, I wonder? Anywhere? Yeah. Okay. Oh, and there's more beyond this? What the hell? Okay. Well, we're following this rabbit hole as far as we can. And as deep as we can. Crouch. Nothing of note here, actually. Doesn't look like it, at least. Huh. This looks like new chunks, too. Unless that's just, oh yeah, that looks like a weird biome border. Maybe. I'm not sure. Anyways, nothing to see here, I guess. Just one more check in spectator. Yeah, no, nothing. Weird. I guess those do exist. Just random portals to the middle of nowhere. Alright. So, all I know... Oh, it's probably this way. If the number's going up, it's probably right. Okay. Keep following it. What will I find at the very end of this long, long tunnel? Chunks that clearly haven't been loaded in a while. Hey, look, another fortress. Hole in the bridge. Bridge is still going. Does this thing ever end? I mean, I'm sure it does. And I'll find out where it does. Oh, I thought it ended there. Not quite yet. There is a portal at the end. Let's figure out where this baby leads. And then we'll slash kill and regroup from spawn. I actually like this a lot more. Exploring the GW world. Wait. No. Oh, this is... Huh. Weird. This place feels oddly familiar. I'll fly around a little bit, see if there's anything recognizable here. Nope, just weird chunk stuff because of how many updates the server has gone through. It's possible something was here before and somehow got deleted by weirdness of the chunks. So, right, well. Okay, here I am. I'm back. That was a fun little rabbit hole to follow. Finally got vindicated. I knew that weird beach house thing I remembered existed. It was a lot less built than I remember, but still. Ah, that was so vindicating after so long. Okay, that's a different path I'll follow eventually. First, let's actually follow this one now. Oh, whoops. Nope, it just wasn't loading. Okay, cool. Actually, I could probably follow this one right after I... Yeah, that one's not too far. So I won't have to slash kill for this one. But I remember what this one is. This one is another mushroom island I found on my travels. And that ended up being pretty far away. Actually, it was also the biggest one I had ever found. And a couple of players ended up coming to live here. I was originally going to do a build project with this place. Did they remove the bases, actually? Huh. They may have. Because I could have sworn it was, like, right there. Next to the portal. Weird. Oh, well. Base used to be cool. At the very least, that's all I can say about it now, though, because I don't even remember exactly what it looked like. I think I remember them taking it down, though, so... You know, that tracks. Alright. We keep exploring tunnels. We have a few more places I remember to go, and then maybe if I see a tunnel that looks interesting, I'll go down it. Who knows, maybe I'll find something interesting. Or maybe not. Again, who knows. Ah, that's why I lost it. Why I lost the trail. Unless that's just the wrong way. It might just be the wrong way. I was probably just going the wrong way. Oh, that's another spot where I broke through the bedrock, huh? Well, the rest of the bridge is over here, right? Yeah. And then this other bridge over here is interesting. So let's follow it. It's got an interesting story. So this was another banishment thing, except this was around the time I was using cheats a lot more. I believe this is what this is. Anyway, I might be completely wrong. Oh my god. What? Okay. Fine, I'll let myself get distracted by this. Because I'm curious, what on earth? Where does this tunnel lead? Probably shouldn't have gotten distracted, because now I'll probably need to, oh, well, this part probably leads back to, spawn. Yeah, no, that would track. So I gotta go the other way. Jeez. I see the other bridge. And then it crosses over here. There's another bastion down there. Yeah, oh, wow. That might have just been a netherite mine the whole time. Or something along those lines. Oh, well. I was just curious. I had to check, at least. Alright, let's get back to that other tunnel. The one that's much more important than this one, clearly. Alright. It's just gonna be somewhere along this way. Here it is. Make a turn, and then I just keep going this way. Oh! Maybe this isn't what I remember. This might be something else entirely. Oh, this is! This is something else entirely. This is a base that was made specifically in the Nether, which I find really cool. Alright, well, I guess I'll have to find that other base I was talking about. Plus, this is close to it. Huh. It was somewhere in these mountains, I believe. The other base. It's gotta be. Or maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Let's step into spectator, see if I can find some any extra tunnels leading anywhere. Aha! This is it. Yeah, admin abuse at its finest. I used the wall block, or whatever it was actually called. I used it to keep him in. Oh man, that would have trapped him in the portal too. Wow, that's evil. But what he did end up building out here was pretty cool. I'll give him that. There's a lot here. It's another bunker base. And again, like I said, I have a soft spot for these, but this one's pretty cool. There's even another player base up top up here. But I remember this one pretty well. I think there was even down here an unusable end portal. And then he had earned himself a few he had earned himself a few blocks. Oh, whoops. Well. Anyway. I don't want to go too... Jesus Christ, that scared me. Cool. Back to spawn. Once more. Let's try this again. Let's see what else I can find. Those are a couple of the big things. So let's see if I can find anything else. I mean, obviously there are a few... there's the end portal that I still have to get to. There are a couple of other player bases I'd like to go to as well. that I do remember. Shit. Whoops. Alright. Wait for it to load in. Well, well, well. I believe it's all the interesting stuff that goes in this direction. See if there are any... Ooh. Let's follow this tunnel. Where does this one lead? We'll get to the last couple of things I really want to show off soon. Okay, attention, dead end. I think I do remember this. Almost there, surely. Load faster, damn it. I want to explore. I think this is the last thing I'm doing with this world on the channel. Probably. Unless I do make a world download, then I'll make an announcement video for that, obviously. But wow, this is far. I guess it's not surprising. I know people settled far away. A lot of people did. But man, this is pretty damn far. Ugh. It is so far. I might as well just /kill myself once I get to the end of this. Aha! Finally! Such a long journey, even in Spectator. I think this is pretty much all the base was, honestly. I don't remember seeing much else. I'm curious about that dead end though, so let's actually take that boat. This is a nice boat road after all. I'm running out of time, so after this I'll maybe explore like one or two more things and then, or I'll look for like one or two more things to explore and then I'll look at the two things I still have yet to talk about. Well, three things really. Oh jeez. Okay, this is definitely faster than Spectator at the very least. Even with the occasional stops. Still ridiculously fast. Should have been using this. It would have been a lot faster. Okay. Goes up to the positive. Am I almost there yet? Jeez. So is this actually a dead end? Let's find out. Let's find out together. I'm willing to bet it's not, honestly. What do you know? It's actually a dead end. Well, oh, I missed. Oh no, I didn't. Cool. Quickest way to get back. Alright. I promise, guys, I'm almost done exploring. And then I'll tour the last couple of places, which I guess also counts as exploring, since they're places I haven't been in a long time. Most of these places are. It's been a while since I visited any of these older spots on the server. So there was that one. There's that. Which just leads to there. So that was probably like a mine or something. I don't know. Just wait a second. This doesn't happen to be the road that leads to the... No, that's the road that leads to the gravel thing. What's this, though? Well, it peters off around here, so, guess it's also nothing. And there's this one. I think that's actually the one, another one we've already followed. Yes, I do believe it is. There's only one way of knowing for sure, I guess, but I have a hunch it's going to be fairly easy to find out. Interesting. Oh, no, never mind. Found it. Yeah, okay, I don't think we're going to be finding any more interesting nether tunnels. TBH. I think we've found them all. Who knows, though? Again, if there is a world download someday, maybe you guys will find some for me, and I'll take a look at them myself. For now, though, I got like three more places I want to look at, and that's it. Nope, this is the wrong way. Or is it? It's honestly hard to tell where certain things would be, because how long ago would this thing I'm looking for have been made? I guess I could just go to the... Here we go, the Nether Fortress. There's that portal, so it would be over this way. Got it, I think. Yes. Yes. Okay, this is it. Alright, this is the first of 3 final things I want to show, and I'll stick to survival for all of these, honestly, since it's not like I'm exploring tunnels in the Nether that I didn't really know anything about. These are all places that I used to frequent. So this was something I frequented back in a much more toxic era of the server, in a much more overtly toxic era. This is my little fishing island. Believe, looking on the map, right here. We're going there next, and then I believe right there. I think that's where we're going. I believe that's where the stronghold is. Yeah, that looks about right. So yeah, we're going. Wait, there next, and then there. But this is kind of my fishing spot. My home away from home, and it's also like a safe area. A lot of enchantment books, a lot of stuff. Really, just a lot of stuff. And on top of that, I think somewhere over here, my dad actually joined the server, and he played a little bit. And his house that me and my brothers kind of made for him is over here. And he enjoyed his time on the server, the little bit of time he actually played. I'd love to do more Minecraft stuff with him, he's just very busy. Who knows, I might end up being too busy to do Minecraft stuff as well. Yeah, flying around, there's also a coral reef over here that I've used to mine a bunch of coral. That's really it. Anyways, going back through here. Like I said, the next spot is at the Nether Fortress, so... Or like I said, the next spot is pretty close by. So let's go to the Nether Fortress, which is where the portal is. Actually, a pretty unfortunate portal spawn for the guy whose base this used to be. Who also is the guy who made that cool underwater structure thing at the Mushroom Empire. Keep forgetting the name of it. Such a kind of a dumb name. It works, but I probably wouldn't go with it nowadays. It worked for what I wanted back then, though. Yeah, this is a very, very old, very abandoned player base. Oh, and that thing, that line on the map, that's a big ice boat path to the mainland. Because that's kind of like an island, a desert island, frozen ocean hybrid, and I believe there was a village over here somewhere. I'm not positive. This is pretty close to the greater spawn area. It's kind of just outside. It's in the ocean neighboring the spawn sea. Honestly, who knows? Maybe I'll make it a tradition to do GW related things for Christmas. Also, sorry for the lack of commentary later in this video. As time has gone on, I've gotten more and more tired, and there's also been kind of less to talk about. This way? No. This way. Ooh, don't worry about that. That was messing around with commands and spawning water in the nether. Listen, I'm sure that's a common thing. I'm sure everyone has done that once or twice. Please don't judge. I just thought it would be funny. I have some screenshots of it. Okay, so follow this back. Wait a second. Nope. Okay. Well, here's this at least. Right, this used to be a pretty stable... There used to be a pretty stable pathway to get to the end. Not sure how stable it is anymore, though. Oh, it's this one. Never mind. Not only is that one still intact, but we made a new one. Forgot. Well, this is really the last thing I want to show you, which is the stronghold. At least the one closest to spawn. I actually really like, again, this was another one that was done in creative, but I really like this design. I mean, you can tell what I was going for, at the very least. And heading on through. There's also not too much at the stronghold itself. But, you know, it's a decent amount. You've got a kind of rest area right here. Man, the first time I beat the Ender Dragon was around Halloween. I believe, at least. Yeah, that's all the stronghold was. It's just that little rest area, and then you can go straight in. I don't think we ever did anything else with it. I guess that just about wraps up the tour. The exploring tour, I guess. There's a lot more in this server, I'm sure, but, you know, I don't know where everything is. I'm operating on a limited set of knowledge, so please forgive me if I missed anything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you're having a very Merry Christmas. I will see you in the next one. Hopefully. Bye. Hey guys, Chipper here. I guess I don't really need to do an intro since this is more of like a little extra bit to the Christmas special. I decided to do a small tour of the GW Season 2 world to kind of wrap this one up too. Even though I haven't done... I never did too much with this world. This world kind of died pretty quick and was replaced by Concordia. And there's not much here. Let's start with the spawn box. Which, you know, just pretty standard. I built it out of the materials around spawn, and that's about it. Then when you go up, you get a base that belongs to the player who used to own that woodland mansion. And yes, I did cheat in the Elytra with Unbreaking 3 and Mending, and the XP bottles and the rockets. I should probably make it peaceful. Hang on, let me do that. There we go. Moving on from those two things, and you can get a better glimpse there. I guess I could... You know what? Sure. There's probably nothing, but I'll go into spectator mode, see what I can find. Well, there's a hole there, and a strip mine, and that's about it. Pretty standard stuff. Then, over here is Hosea's base. I actually like what he did with it. Pretty close to spawn, he had this all set up. And he had a pond for his frogs. He was extending the river so that it flowed without stopping. He stripped out the interior though, because actually I don't know if that was griefing or if he did this. I'm guessing he did, because moving up to the top and over the mountain, so you see a mob farm right here. Oh, whoops, wrong. Here we go. See a mob farm right here, and a little further this way. By a little, I mean quite a bit further, actually. Actually, I think it was more this way. Yeah, there was a flower forest. That's just a lava pool. Ow. Oh, here's something. I'm just kind of exploring around. Oh, and there's the area. I don't know too much about this. This is cool. I like this. It's a lot of fun. Dirt castle in the sky. I honestly don't even know if this is Hosea's base, or if this area is where Hosea was basing. You know, there's another mob farm. I'm just guessing it is, because that's kind of what he's been trying to go for in Concordia as well. They've got a big farm over here. Half-built house, another half-built house. I think this is also a house. Probably for villagers. And then there's this area down here, which I literally just noticed. I'm kind of exploring a lot of this as you guys are. I never got the chance to see as much of this world as I did of GW. Hang on. Why am I low on hunger still? There. Effect. I thought there was a space there, my bad. And particles are hidden, cool. Yeah, other than this. No, there's a horse down there. Yeah, I don't know too much about this. Right, if I do this now, I should be... Yeah. Alright. Heading back. Oh! What do you know? Here's an area where Jay and I used to live. I think this was going to be my house, or this was going to be our house together. We ended up moving out, but we also found a pink sheep. They were abundant in GW Season 2 for some reason. Then across the river is someone else's base. Don't really remember whose base this was. I'm guessing it was one of the people who had settled on spawn. I haven't seen all of this base actually, so let's explore. Spectator might help as well, since it appears some of it is underground. Oh yeah, no, it's just he found a cave. And there's this house here, which is probably just a storage area, yeah. Then his main house, which I think is pretty cool. Nothing, this server was not allowed around long enough for anything too crazy to be built, unfortunately. But, that's just how it happened. Oh, another house. Again, no idea who lives here. I'm just finding these houses around. Well, whoever it was clearly went to the Nether. Not much there either, unless there's something in Spectator. Nope. Not even anything under it, which is weird. Wait. Nope, that was just the house itself. Other than that, I'll keep looking around. Don't know exactly what I'm looking for, but... Oh. Right. I think I started doing this as just like a pet project. This was really close to spawn. Like, spawn is right up here. So, this was... I think that was featured in the first video, actually. Then if I go over this way... I don't know. I'm just kind of looking for places to explore that are on my map. So, there's always a chance something could be here, and there's always a chance something might not be here. I think this is literally just a jungle. Yeah, no, nothing here. Alright, well, time to head back to two places where I actually know of. Oh god. Something being there. I'm curious, since this is potentially... probably not new chunks. Actually. So just continuing along this way. The server was started in 1.20, by the way. So anything beyond that would be... or anything that you may see beyond that would be from new chunks. Aha! Jay and I were building our base down in this area. We were actually basing it off of the Adventure Time treehouse. This was going to be the second episode, but you guys never got to see it because server died so quickly. Well, didn't really die. Server committed suicide so quickly. Don't even know why or what happened. I don't think there's anything in the Nether, because, again, this server was very young when it got replaced. Maybe just a tunnel. Oh, and the beginnings of a railway. What do you know? Oh my god, and there's a bastion right there. Cool. Anyways. Okay. But yeah, there's nothing much inside here. I think underneath here is a pretty big cave. In fact, this whole mountain is pretty hollow, which I always found really cool. Oh, and we had some villagers in here. Nice. Yeah, this is a really short clip already, and that's because there was not much in this world. At least not much that I knew about. Not enough that I knew about to, make a whole large, long clip about. I think this... yeah, this looks about right. I'm pretty sure this is where I was gonna make the shopping district. Looks like it. I chose it because it's another valley, so, you know, pretty easy to light up and wall off location. And it was relatively close to everything else. But in retrospect, that was not a good location. Moving on to this map, I think the only other attraction we can really look at is the stronghold and the path we took to find it, which includes one base that I was so confused by when I first saw it. Which is this one. There it is. This was so weird, finding it just kind of as we were heading towards the end portal. I still don't remember whose base that was. I just remember being really confused when I found it. And having no idea who could have built it. And I should... yeah, there's a village here. I'm gonna see if I can actually find the hole we dug. Down to the stronghold. Oh, there it is. Pretty sure. I'm guessing. See if I can make it. Oh, it wasn't that far down. Okay, and then I follow the torches, which are leading everywhere, but I'm guessing it's down here. This way. Well, I'll find it. I'm sure. I think I remember being worried as we were going through this stronghold that it was a dud stronghold, which has happened to me a couple of times. I've had strongholds that are just straight up duds, nothing there. It is not fun. Not fun at all. Alright, screw it. Oh, here we go. Oh my gosh, it's so close to the... entrance. Alright, I'm gonna hop in. There's nothing in here, I'm pretty sure. We got another, enclosed spawn, which was nice. And then I'm not sure if we kept all of the end crystals, but I don't remember if it was this server or Concordia where we ended up. Oh, they might have just beat the Ender Dragon a second time. Never mind. Really curious. What's through this one? Just loading it in. Are my coordinates off? What happened to my coordinates? Hang on, let me fix that. That would be in game settings, actually. Oh, I guess I could give you an idea of how young this server is by turning on show days played. It would not be that many. Oh, well, 946. Not actually that terrible. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything here. So I'll fly back. Reach the main end island eventually. Oh god. There we go. I found my way. This is terrifying. I'm fine. And I'm back here. Don't know why my spawn was set here. But, oh well. While I'm here, might as well, whoops, spectate, look under the base. That's cool. Little secret area. Not much in there, though. And also, may as well look in their nether portal as well. Alright. Wait. How on earth? Nether portals are a bit broken right now, I guess. Alright, well that should actually wrap it up this time. I hope you guys enjoyed. Give me a second. I need to load in so that I can face the camera. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.